One of the most powerful forces in the universe, karma is frequently misunderstood. It's the unseen force that appears to be establishing harmony and stability in our lives. What if, however, there is more to the truth of karma than what we have been led to believe? In addition to an infinite cosmic scale of good and evil, what if there is a more fundamental, invisible power at work in our lives at all times? Who says life is all about playing by the laws of karma? Discovering a way to break free of this unseen entanglement and awaken to something deeper is something we should investigate. A person's internal and outward environments are distinct from one another when they enter this planet. Some people are born into peaceful homes, while others are born into chaotic ones. There are also innate patterns, such as characteristics and inclinations passed down through generations, that could impact how we feel, what we think, and what we do. These patterns do more than merely appear. They shape our own identity, but this is just how things unfold. There is no judgment here. While some people may have a more stable emotional state from birth, others may be born with a more heavy emotional state. In any case, our views and interactions with the environment are shaped, often subconsciously, by all of this conditioning. This same subliminal programming is therefore karma. It is not a theoretical notion, but rather the unseen force that controls our life, regardless of our awareness of it. It's a combination of inherited patterns and environmental influences, or collective and personal conditioning. Also, we can't depend on institutions or beliefs to comprehend karma. The only way to start seeing its effects in our own lives is to observe ourselves closely. On the other hand, karma is not the last say. Something exists apart from karma, something that can see beyond these cycles. The miracle takes place here. The very nature of presence, awareness, or spiritual enlightenment makes karma completely unpredictable. These epiphanies don't adhere to the same principles as karma and are hence distinct. Thus, doing good deeds, or good karma, does not release you from the clutches of karma. It's more about breaking out of prison than about making your current one better. A fundamental principle of karma is rebirth, which occurs whenever we become identified with an idea, feeling, or emotion. Our identification with this cycle of karma is the key that unlocks it. If you put your faith in a feeling or idea, you're born again into that particular instant. Rebirth on an emotional and mental level. Plus, it keeps happening. This is something that happens all the time without our realizing it. Your world is shaped by your unconscious patterns, which grow stronger the more you associate with them. However, this is the point at which things shift. Gaining enlightenment is not about good karma. Getting out of the rut of unconsciously associating oneself is the key. When presence walks into your life, it completely transforms it. It's about recognizing the patterns that govern your life and breaking free from them, not merely about thinking differently or doing more good things. You may reduce the power of karma in your life by increasing your presence. The more you learn to live in the now, the more you may break free of habitual ways of thinking. Your life and the environment around you will undergo a slow but sure transformation once you start. How then can one escape the clutches of karma? It occurs when one starts to live with an awareness-based mindset. You can begin to release the grip of karma on your thoughts and emotions when you learn to notice them without associating with them. The secret is not to do more, but to live in the now. This change is possible at any point. In fact, you have access to it right this second. Then, a more profound and tranquil truth emerges, and the never-ending loop of karma starts to break. One way to look at consciousness is as a form of dreaming. For this reason, the term awakening exists in a wide variety of faiths. When awareness gets caught up with unconscious habits, it's like being born again and again. It's like being in a dream. Every day, people are born into new emotional or mental reactions. A never-ending loop of unconscious repetition. with no presence or knowledge whatsoever. A thought comes to mind, and it is taken at face value. It turns out that the thoughts and feelings were correct the whole time, since they direct actions, which cause subsequent reactions. The idea that other people are intrinsically dishonest, e.g., people are always trying to take something from me, tends to materialize in one's experiences. Once you identify with these regular thought patterns, they become deeply ingrained and appear to be true. Here we see karma at work. When we think everyone is dishonest, we keep running into instances that confirm our worst suspicions. Interacting with people who are somewhere in the between of consciousness and unconsciousness does not alleviate the impact of unconscious beliefs on their reactions. Again, this is karma at work. Repeating patterns that serve to reinforce one's existing viewpoint. The absence of awareness is the essence of karma. Over time, it acts autonomously by replaying itself. Despite popular belief, karma does not always disappear as time passes. The passage of time does not absolve karma of its sway. Unless circumstances change, karma will keep spinning. The advent of presence is symbolized by that change. So why does presence manifest in some people while it stays put in others? I don't know the answer to this. Regardless of one's level of spiritual understanding, level of spiritual practice, or life experience, presence can emerge at any stage of the karma cycle. Actually, presence can pop up out of nowhere, frequently shattering long-established unconscious habits. Experience and knowledge gained over the years aren't always necessary. An individual gets released from the clutches of karma, not all at once, but over time as presence takes root. There is power in karma. All three patterns, mental processes, feelings, and actions, are very significant, but this enthusiasm starts to fade as presence increases. As time passes, the individual feels the patterns gradually dissipate as the energy supporting them diminishes. They gradually lose their sway and no longer control the individual's life. Even while the patterns can pop up again, they won't hurt quite as much. Upon their emergence, they are watched attentively, and their hold is reduced. When you're present, the old habits stop hurting as much. Everything changes as they are seen through the lens of awareness. Traditional ways of doing things are no longer dominant, even when they reappear. One way to lessen their influence is to practice presence, which enables one to see patterns and bring themselves back to awareness. Karma is still around, but it doesn't hold any sway anymore. Being fully present does not grant you instant liberation. Rather, it is a process that unfolds over time. Even with this change, there may be times when unconscious reactions surface, but bringing them back into consciousness always helps. When it comes to collective karma, like in communities where fear and violence are prevalent, being physically present is essential for breaking free. A person needs to practice enough presence to keep from getting swept away by the collective unconscious. The collective karma of one's environment can be a burden for those living in violent or oppressive civilizations. However, with sufficient presence, it is possible to transcend this and be internally free, even in the face of such disorder. Doing this will not be a picnic, but it is certainly doable. On rare occasions, one's bodily presence may be physically removed from such environments, but the key to freedom lies within. Massive presence is necessary to liberate oneself from large-scale collective karma, such as repressive ideologies or regimes. Anyone born into such a system, or into an oppressive dictatorship for that matter, would have to train themselves to be fully present if they want to avoid being swept along by society's unconscious currents. Those societies that value conformity and authority the most tend to have this problem. While it's true that most people can't escape the effects of collective karma, those who are truly present are able to overcome it. They are free to depart if they so desire. Or they are guided to places where the collective patterns no longer affect their awareness. Transcending karma is everyone's ultimate destiny, and being open to present is the only way to get there. A person's presence in interactions is the most powerful tool for helping others and making a difference in the world. At some time in their own waking journey, every individual will discover that they are guiding others just by being themselves. This is the way a spiritual teacher goes beyond simply imparting knowledge. They offer hope for breaking free from habitual ways of thinking. Helping people see their own potential for change and escape the clutches of karma is the job of this kind of instructor. Your decision to watch this video was most likely motivated by a desire to improve yourself and live in the present now. This decision was influenced by a deeper understanding. As a result, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel so that you can continue your search for self-discovery with the new videos we post every day. Comment the word "now" underneath this video to let us know you understood this message and to show you're connected with us